Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at taking a statement and turning it into an algebraic expression. So looking at our first one right here, it says that Jake studied T hours for a big test and Julie studied half as long. So we want to write an algebraic expression for how long Julie studied. So we know that Jake studied a total of T hours and Julie studied half as long. So that would mean that Julie would take however long Jake studied, which we're representing with T, and divide it by 2. That'd be half as long. All right, let's look at another one here. So Mr. Smith and Mrs. Stein were driving to a business meeting 120 miles from their office. Mr. Smith drove the first X miles. So he drove first, then Miss Stein drove the rest of the way. So we want to write an algebraic expression for how many miles Mr. Oh, I, that was a Mr. Stein drove. Um, okay, so Mr. Smith drove first, and then Mr. Stein drove, and so he's gonna knock out part of that 120 miles. So the total drive's 120 miles, but we're gonna subtract off X because Mr. Smith drove part of that first 120 miles. So whatever Mr. Smith drove, subtract that off of 120, and that's left for Mr. Smith to drive. And there we go. All right, next, let's see. Marcus bought W children's movie tickets for $6 each and M adult tickets, and those cost $12 each. Write an algebraic expression for the total amount Marcus spent. So let's see. We don't know how many he bought. So we use W for that, but we know that each children's ticket was $6. So we're going to multiply 6 times W for every children's ticket. Plus, then he paid $12 for each adult ticket. So 12 times M in this case, because M stands for the number of adult tickets that were purchased. And there we go. All right, next, we're looking at Rita right here. Rita's score is 10 more than 4 times Milan's score. So let's see, let X represent what Milan's score, and then write an algebraic expression for Rita's. So she scored 10 more. So that means we're going to add 10 to something, right? We're going to add 10 to what comes next. So Rita scored 10 more than 4 times Milan's score, and Milan looks like she scored X amount. So we're going to take 4X and add 10 to it, and that would give us Rita's score. Okay, next, let's see. We've got Ted's debt is 15 less than what? So 15 less than what comes next. So we're going to subtract 15 from what comes next. So Ted's debt is 15 less than Mike's, or half, that's important, half of Mike's debt. So if we're going to let Z represent Mike's debt right here, and we're going to write an algebraic expression for Ted's debt. So Ted's debt is going to be 15 less than half of whatever Mike's debt is. Well, Mike's debt is Z, and Ted's debt is 15 less than half of that. So we're going to subtract 15 from half of whatever Mike's debt was, and that's where we get this expression. All right, let's see next. Let's see. John has 2 trees in his yard. One is 20 feet taller than the other. If we let H be the height of the shorter tree, write an algebraic expression for the sum of the 2 trees' heights. Be sure to simplify your expression. Okay, so he's got 2 trees. Okay, so we have the one tree is going to be 20 feet taller than the other, and we're going to let H be the height of the shorter tree. So the short tree is going to be H, and so the taller tree is going to be, oh yeah, H. I put T. Let's see, H. And so then the taller tree would be H plus 20 because it's 20 feet taller. And so what they want us to do here is they want us to write an expression for the sum. So we're going to add the short tree and the tall tree together. So that's going to be h plus 20. And then if you notice it says be sure to simplify your expression. Well, we do have like terms here with the h plus h. So we'll add that together and get 2h plus 20. And there we go.